This summer, I worked at Tilco, a Polish startup based in Warsaw that sells bespoke furniture to clients directly online. For their website or smartphone app, customers toggle sliders in a process known as parametric design to customize the dimensions of preset furniture, adjusting the height, width, and depth so that it fits perfectly in the spaces in their homes. Clients design, pay, and receive their custom furniture within 6 weeks. And with this hassle-free ordering process and quick delivery times, Tilco offers a compelling new alternative for premium furniture buyers. Having only launched in 2015, Tilco has achieved a lot of success in a short period of time, recording over 14 million in revenues in 2017. However, the company is looking to take the next step in its development and thus hired me for the summer to carry out projects specifically aimed at achieving that. I was put in a sales and business development role in which my goal was to supplement Tilco's direct online sales to customers with partnerships with influencers in the furniture and design industries. This consisted of identifying interior designers, architects, furniture showroom owners that may be potentially interested in Tilco's shelves, reaching out to them by email and phone to introduce the company's products, and to propose partnerships that would be attractive to them. In essence, this consisted of offering exclusive promotion codes to the designers that they could pass on to interested buyers in their local networks. The exclusive nature of the promotional codes gives buyers an incentive to purchase their furniture through the designers instead of directly through Tilco. The idea is that for repeated sales, establishing working relationships with these designers will lead them to recommend Tilco's shelves to more customers in the future. Furthermore, given that Tilco has been an online-only brand up until now, establishing a network of partners in the design world in Europe will help improve Tilco's brand awareness, which is currently the company's chief barrier to increasing sales. I also worked with other interns on a report outlining Tilco's international and expansion strategy that will serve as the company's blueprint for action for the next few years. This was important as the main findings and recommendations were disclosed to external investors from venture capital and private equity funds in discussions with Tilco to provide financial support. In my interactions with designers, I had to display general economic and commercial awareness to come across as competent and reliable to them. Likewise, while writing the international expansion report, I had to select markets that were attractive for expansion and the criteria by which this was decided. Both of these were strongly informed by the economics and politics courses I've taken in my first 2 years at UCL, as well as during my year abroad. Beyond that, it turned out that my French knowledge, honed by my lessons at CLE over my first 2 years at UCL, was invaluable during my internships. There were no other French speakers in the company, and so I had complete autonomy in performing the partner acquisition process in the French market, with no coworkers to assist me or to monitor me. This was definitely challenging at first, but ultimately a very rewarding experience. I definitely made use of skills that I developed in UCL courses. I had to co-write the international expansion report with other interns, requiring us to distribute various tasks amongst us and to help each other when needed. And I naturally also had to present updates on all my tasks to my superiors every week, forcing me to format it in a concise and engaging manner. It was exciting to work in a firm with Tilco's characteristics, a still small up-and-coming firm that is making its name in the premium furniture market. For reference, there are countless existing brands offering higher-end home furniture, such as Cartel, Tonnet, and Vitra, and many of them have been around for decades, possessing well-established networks of dealers and owned stores, and the largest firms record yearly revenues of up to 100 million euros. They all consequently have a very firm position on the market. Tilco does not threaten to, or even intend to displace these existing giants, but it rather seeks to establish its own niche and customizable higher-end furniture, a feature that distinguishes it from the existing big players on the market. It is also a very interesting company from a point of location, as it is based in Warsaw, yet only 1% of its sales come from clients in Poland, due to the high price of the furniture. The overwhelming majority of sales come from Western Europe, and this dissonance between origin of operation and target market has forced Tilco to be a philosophically outward-looking company from its inception. It is well attuned towards further international expansion, given its digital-centric business model. As an online sales-based company with no regional offices, overhead costs are as streamlined as can be, and expansion into new countries brings virtually zero additional expenses. Such expansion will hopefully bring increased sales, and thus lead to higher profits for the company at the end. However, Tilco is more at the mercy of macroeconomic conditions, given that it's a high-end product that is undoubtedly more of a luxury good than a need, and so relies on the disposable incomes of clients to be high. As long as countries' economies are growing, this should remain fine, but a sudden recession could have a massive negative impact on Tilco's sales. I also found working at Tilco to be an eye-opening experience thanks to the company's work culture. It was unmistakably a startup and had a much more down-to-earth experience than the corporate workplaces I had interned in during previous holidays, exemplified by things like the casual dress code or regular bring your pet to work Fridays. I also appreciated the human touch and respect that was tangible in my interactions with my superiors. During progress meetings, I felt as though they were not only interested in the bottom line of what I had accomplished so far, but also in any insights I may have in relation to the entire project, and were happy to hear my suggestions. This made me feel as though I had a lot of agency and ability to influence the company's performance with my own input, rather than just feeling like I was a small cog in a big machine. The large autonomy I had was thus one of the things I enjoyed the most about this internship. It allowed me to own my projects and really feel responsible for their final success. Beyond that, I found that I also enjoyed dealing with clients and learned that my French is actually good enough to engage in business talk with native speakers, which gives me confidence to apply for jobs in the future that require fluent French. Of course, there were things that I didn't love as much, such as the repetitive nature of the sales pitches I was doing with tens of designers each day. As much as I enjoyed talking to people, at some point doing these pitches became really monotonous and made me yearn for more analytical work, which is why I was relieved when I was assigned to write the international expansion report. I'm very thankful for this experience, as I'm now considering my future through a much wider lens. Instead of only considering corporate environments, I now can easily envision myself in a startup or a small company if the fit is right,